Hey guys, as always, good welcome to Applebee's. Shout out to the guy last night who said, can somebody let me know about Applebee's? And to that I replied, welcome to Applebee's. Hey, in this episode, I mentioned it yesterday, I'm going to get you updated on a whole lot of smaller stories, and it makes me do this. I'm only filming this one time today, so no matter what happens, we're doing it in one take. A lot of shorter stories. I'm going to get you updated. I've saved, again, kind of like Spicy Friday, I saved my favorite until the very end because I think it's funny. Let me know your favorite. A lot going on right now, and I'm leaving stuff out. Like, there's stuff going on all over the country. I pulled my favorite 9, and then tomorrow we're going to do memes, and I'm going to pull my favorite 25 from that. So it should be a lot of fun today. By the end of this, you're going to be better informed. So buckle up. Here we go. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by Sportsman's Guide. Fishing, boating, boots, guns, and a whole lot more. It's time for summer, so that means hiking, camping, and fishing. And Sportsman's Guide has y'all covered. Huge selection and all orders over $49 ship free. Get ready for your next adventure over at sportsmansguide.you-know-what. Hey, to each of y'all, you know what I'm going to say. Y'all crush that thumbs up all the time. I appreciated last week that a bunch of y'all checked and double checked that you were still subscribed. I heard from a ton of y'all that said, yeah, YouTube had done the thing where you'd been unsubscribed against your will. So thank you for checking that out. All right, this came in the other day, but I haven't showed y'all yet. It came in the P.O. box, and I think it looks a little too shiny to show up there. But it's some white lettering for car windows. It says, the government produces nothing. They just take your Rudy Tooties, your property, your dignity, your freedom, your liberty, your rights, and your life. Thank you, brother, for sending that. There's also something big over at the P.O. box. I got a slip in the mail that said I need to go over there and check that. So whoever sent something big, I'll get over there and check it. Maybe tonight, maybe not. You can't control me. All right, Thursday Buzz, a lot going on right now. And again, let me know your favorite. And I meant what I opened with. I'm going to leave stuff out. Like several of y'all have hollered at me on DMs to let me know on Instagram of what's going on in your home states. I'm just leaving stuff out. Like I can't get to all of it. I've pulled a bunch here, but it's just too much. And when I get to the end, I stop writing and I press record. Next. All right, 43 senators have now asked the child sniffer to stop negotiating with a state sponsor of the T word. You know what I mean? To stop negotiating with Iran. We have folks over there negotiating right now. Stop it. 43 senators stood up to him. I appreciate that. Some folks having some backbone. It's kind of bipartisan, and people are having backbone, especially senators, not just congressmen and congresswomen. It's great when the Senate actually does something. I like seeing some backbone. The child sniffer was asked for comment, and his only response was, hey, can we possibly get some middle school aged interns? Next. So, speaking of Sleepy Joe, he was asked about the rising prices. If you didn't know that, prices are going up, not just on gasoline, but on everything. Like things are getting more expensive. Even AOC responded this week, and she says it is great that things are rising like Venezuela. And he was asked about that by a press member. Can you believe that? A press person, a member of the press corps, actually asking the child sniffer a question? He literally turned his back and walked away. It's a true story. I didn't make that up. Next. All right, Governor DeSantis is everywhere. I went through all of the websites that I look at today, and I'm telling you on the sidebar, every story, not every, but probably 3/5 of the stories that are out there today are about him, at least in the world that I go to and look at and all the different websites I go to. Governor DeSantis is everywhere. One story that I picked out, he will be pardoning anyone that gets popped for not wearing the you-know-what. Yeah, anybody that gets charged for not following that or violating those county orders or city orders, wherever at in Florida, Governor DeSantis is going to give them a big, fat pardon. I don't know, is he peaking too early? You can't peak this early. 2024 is where it actually is going to matter. That's assuming that the elections are actually fair. A lot of staring at the camera today. Next. All right, a dozen states have now stood up to the federal government as far as the Rudy Tooty laws. A dozen states are now making their own laws saying that they are not going to be following federal guidelines. In fact, standing up against the federal government saying we're not having that here. It's a very American thing to do. States' rights. Yeah, been around a long time. States' rights are super, super important. At this point, Kevin or one of y'all is down below typing to me about how I actually get it wrong, and it's actually the Second Constitutional Convention. Did you know the United States is now a corporation? Don't tase me, bro. Am I being detained? Libertarians, what do you do? What are we going to do with y'all? Stop it. Stop typing. Stop. Kevin. Next. Hey, D.C. has now outlawed all open carrying at all rallies. So any rally that takes place in D.C., if you pull a legal permit and it's a legitimate rally, doesn't matter what you're rallying about, all open carrying is now illegal. Shout out to Barrett Brandon. I blame him. All right, it's now illegal in D.C. I read that article and went, okay. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's dumb. Yes, I know it's anti-constitutional. I get that, but I just think it's dumb. Next. Hey, NRA, I mentioned this yesterday. NRA just took a kapow to the kisser in the face. In the face. All right, so the NRA, if y'all didn't know this, they are a 501c3 that is their, what's the word called? Their actual paperwork. I think it's called a charter. Their charter is filed in the state of New York. The New York Attorney General has gone after them in a far-reaching, we'll even call it an overreaching, I'm not backing the NRA, I'm not, but it is an overreach of the New York State Attorney General, Letitia James. She's gone after and made it very personal, gone after the NRA, and she wants them gone. Now, part of that response by the NRA was for them to file bankruptcy. And a federal judge this week denied the NRA their federal bankruptcy stuff. Now, the reason why is they said this wasn't a legitimate good faith bankruptcy filing. It was a response to an attack by an attorney general in a different state. So, big win. They're calling it a big win for the New York State Attorney General. I have mixed feelings because I think Wayne LaPierre needs to go away and stop shooting large game in Africa on our nickel. He and his wife, what do they do with our money? They go to Africa and shoot elephants, which is dumb. Leave the elephants alone, people. So, and I'm not a bleeding heart liberal. Stop it, Kevin. But I don't want to sound like I'm taking up for the NRA. I think this is a huge overreach by Letitia James, of course. So, I don't know. It's mixed feelings, big time. Next, all right, Delaware. This bill has now cleared committee. If you don't know what that means, every state's a little bit different, but these bills are written. They head to a committee. The committee gives them a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or usually a rewrite, or they dump more pork into it, and they'll do a bill on this, but they'll shove in a whole bunch of stuff. It comes out of committee and then goes either to the Senate or to the House, and they vote on it. Well, this bill has cleared committee in Delaware, and it looks like it's probably going to pass with flying colors. It's a new situation for anyone that wants to buy a short one, a short Rudy Tooty, one for your hand. You now have to, in order to buy one, not to carry, but to actually purchase, you have to be fingerprinted, you have to go take a class, and you have to get permission from the government. Delaware, beep, beep, beep. Yeah, that's the sound of moving trucks backing into people's driveways. Those that can afford to move will get out of that place, the North. They're going to come here, and probably 2/3 of them will keep voting blue. But what do I know? Next, spicy today. A little feisty today. Next. All right, Utah happened this week. It's not the voting. It's not the law. It actually, because sometimes these laws go in, and we have one in Tennessee. Constitutional carry has now passed in Tennessee, but it won't go into effect until this summer. This week, Utah can now constitutional carry. Kind of cool. So their effect went in. So I just wanted to say a thumbs up to Utah. Kind of cool, kind of cool. Shout out to the Mormons. And finally, my favorite one this week. So we have a gas shortage, and I think we're all dealing with that. We're all paying attention. I was driving around a little bit this morning and just looking over into the gas stations and seeing plastic bags wrapping the pump handles. Yeah, we're out of gas a little bit here too. And so the child sniffer was asked about it. This is not satire, and this is not a joke. Tomorrow is going to be all the memes and the jokes. This actually happened. The child sniffer was asked yesterday about the gas shortage, and his response was, we need to spend more on education. Spend more on education. Funny thing about the United States, and this is true, we spend more per student, regardless of the year of age, than any other country in the history of the universe. We spend more dollars per student. Yet, if you ask anybody on the left, what do schools need? Oh, we need more money. Yeah. The NEA, they are the mob in many ways. So the child sniffer, his response, your president's response to gas shortage was to give more money to elementary schools. But what do I know? I'm just some guy in Appalachia. I'll be back tomorrow for the Spicy Friday. To anyone, and I meant to bring down my aluminum foil hat. It's sitting up there. To anyone that is against me for thinking for myself, whether it's aluminum foil or nylon. Yep, from my cold, dead hands. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.